Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Blu-rayDave back with another video, and like I've said in the past here and there, I don't normally make these kinds of videos a lot, but if it's like a YouTuber or YouTubers that I'm like genuinely passionate about, and, like invested in, like I want to talk about them, like how they impacted my life. Well, of course, Balin. He's like the number one on here, right? And of course, I did talk about Simon and Kate. Hopefully I'll talk about like more of them in the future, but another band of YouTubers that I always talk about, like in the last 5 years of my channel, and I had talked about this briefly on a live stream, but I think it's time to say it on a separate video. And to me, this is serious, right? Because I have a lot of questions and concerns with these guys, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys do if you guys know who I'm talking about. Of course, I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going to be talking about the Trinity of the Troll House. Best in Class, Are You Super Serial, and Die Trickster, Mike, Sean, and Steven, right? Originally, I wanted to make like a video just dedicated to Mike, but like, you know what? These three guys have also impacted my life in the last 5 years, like when I was finishing up high school and then going into like my early adult years, like I don't know if they're gonna watch this, but I just want to say, hey guys, how you doing? Like I said, I've been talking about you guys on the channel. I've sent in my application to you guys on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, are you guys still looking for content creators? And if you are, like, I'd love to help out. Like, I am decent at editing now. I just, since the announcement of Blu-rayDave Productions, I'm going to take things very seriously, but slowly with, like, making, like, my own independent movies, right? That's right. I'm another person, I guess, like, coming out to, like, making my own independent studio because I don't want Hollywood to touch my stuff, right? So, maybe you guys are on the verge of that too. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I have known about Best in Class for a while, like longer than the other guys, right? He was introduced to me by my good buddy Gav Gamer, something about his Patrick impression video from 2017, it just clicked with me, like, I don't know why I haven't watched his content since then, and then I slowly started to, like, dive deep into, like early 2019 when I was finishing up high school, right, just watching his videos, like, just him for a while, right, like, man, this guy is pretty funny, right, you could tell right off the bat with these three main guys, and of course their other friends, like they are Republicans, right? Like I always knew in the back of my head, right? Like there's something really good about these guys, right? And when you follow Mike's Twitter, he's Republican all the way, and I was so excited the day I found out, like, yes, my boy is Republican, like, oh man. And, I'm coming to a realization, guys, that in 2 years' time, he's going to be 30, right? Mike. Man, and he's going to be like, man, I feel old, right? Like, yeah, when you look at him, like, you see James McAvoy, like, man. And when you look at James McAvoy, you see Best in Class, right? Like, man. Like, they even had, like, a little inside joke on, like, the channels here and there. Like, man. Yeah, honestly, Mike, if you're watching this, I do miss your old look. Like, sure, it's still taking me a long time to get used to your new look, right? Like, and you're showing some videos without your hat on. Like, you're having kind of more, like, spiky hair. Like, I missed it, like, where you were, like, I guess, like, military shaven, I guess. And you had no beard, right? Like, honestly, Best, I challenge you. I challenge you to give yourself that makeover, and just do like a side-by-side comparison. Because honestly, guys, I feel like 2016, 2017 Best in Class peaked for me, you know, like I love that old classic style videos. But of course, 2020, like he had a lot like of like banger videos, right? Like man, he's so good at what he does, right? Um, Again, congrats, Mike, for what was it? Your 1 year now with your girlfriend, um, and the fact that she's moved in with you, like something tells me, guys, that he's gonna propose to her very soon, right? Like I said, he's gonna be 30 in a couple of years time. That's the thing though with the Troll House guys. I'll talk about like the other guys like individually, but like this is my genuine concern. And honestly, I'm happy in kind of like still kind of early 2019. Like again, when I was literally finishing up high school, like April, May, like I watched the other guys at the right time because Mike had just moved back in with the Troll House, right? Like apparently I had no idea like he was on his own for a while. Well, with Tai Tai the Jedi was his new roommate at the time, right? I'm glad that I didn't get to experience like just like with Sean and Steven and a couple other guys that were living with them, like with no best in class, right? Like man, um, but now since this is kind of like my first experience, let's call it for now, because again I have some concerns. Mike, Sean, and Steven, again, if you guys watch this in the future, is the Troll House still a thing? And I don't know if this was a rumor in recent years, but I thought you guys said you sold the Troll Mansion. I mean, I was getting used to like the other houses you guys were in. Like you were in the first house in Florida, and let's see. Well, it felt like they were living in the same house, but like the Florida house and the Colorado house, like they felt like they kind of look the same. Like when you watch Best in Class's older videos, like the background still looks the same. Well, again, quote unquote. And you guys live in Arizona. Like seriously, you guys are the reason I want to move to Arizona. Like that's motivation right there. Like again, if you guys are looking for more content creators, like I want to help you guys out. Um, I don't think Steven has uploaded anything in a while, but I know Sean has been uploading some stuff here and there for a little while. Sean, I hate to say this, but I feel like there's a lot of lack in your latest videos. Like, I feel like some of the guys aren't there anymore. Like, again, specifically, like, particularly Mike and Steven, right? Because Steven, as you said before in the past, he's like the backbone of your channel. Just like, Sounds Like Pizza was like the backbone of Mike's channel, right? Like, but from what my understanding with one of Best's recent videos, like Sounds Like Pizza is no longer editing his videos anymore. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell a difference anyway. Like Sounds Like Pizza is a really funny, cool guy. Like he does like a lot of really good voice impressions, like Mike. Like seriously, like you three guys, you have like upgraded my voice acting per se, like up a notch, right? Because I've been doing that stuff for a long time, like obviously not professionally, but I do it every day so I could like sound better, right? The way that they bring the Muppets and Sesame Street characters, like man, on a whole new level, like yes, that's how it should be, like on a maturity level, like oh my gosh, like again, you guys are the reasons why I have some of the puppets, right? I know I'm not gonna get all of them because I know you have some of them custom made. I still need to get Miss Piggy, Kerm, Timrick, Constantine, we're gonna get Dewey. I want a Dewey puppet, right? Like, man, he's so cool. Like, man, I don't know. I feel like you guys would make an announcement video, like an update, like, listen, guys, here's the situation, we moved again, but like I moved out or they moved out, whatever. Like, yes, even in these last 5 years, something was telling me in the back of my mind, like these guys aren't gonna live with each other forever. Like they're gonna want to have their own lives, right? Like, again, that would be interesting. Like with Mike's girlfriend moving in, like that'd be interesting if she moved in with the troll mansion again, whatever the situation is, right? Like, I'm still gonna call it the troll house either way. Um, it's just, yeah, it's just gonna be different, you know. Like again, I've been watching Mike's channel for like longer than the other guys, right? And I've still gotten used to like just him, right? Like, but I feel like with the three guys, like you can't like really break them up, right? Like, again, obviously I can't speak on behalf of Mike. I don't know him personally. I wish I did. Like, oh man, it'd be funny if he wanted me to tell you guys like what he's up to now. Like, okay, like this is what I'm doing in my life right now. Like, man, like, I feel like he's gonna bring it back like the old days again because like with Black Ops 6 just come out, like he says it feels a lot like Black Ops 2. Like, again because of Mike, I got into like COD more, right? That's why I have the original trilogy on Xbox, right? Like, man, Sean and Steven, right? Like, I guess there's not really a point to like talk about them separately because they literally do the same thing. Like again with the puppet specifically. Um, but Sean, why have you stopped making gaming videos like on your second channel? Like you stopped at like 2021. I think you should bring them back. Um, but I'm sure some people will debate like I'll leave the gaming for Mike, right? Um, and of course you gotta love Deborah, right? The angry mom. Like man, I know I don't think I could get my voice that high pitched like Best because again he's been doing that for a long time. But like hey, like I said, like just keep practicing every day and like you like it could improve, right? Like when you watch Sean's videos or like what well both videos like because they both record events at the same time and they have like different POVs, right? Like when you see Sean specifically yelling at Elmo. You gotta remember, like he's just acting, right? He even said a couple times like he's a good actor, right? Like I hope he doesn't throw people off. Like, man, he must be a really pissed off guy in real life. Like, no, like, of course, even I can assure you guys, like Sean is like a really cool, funny guy, right? Like, but of course, I have no doubt that he's like talked that way to his friends in the past before, because they even said on camera like what house doesn't have that? Whether you live with roommates in general, right? Like you're gonna have disagreements, right? Like I like hearing them say that. Just let them know like they don't live the perfect lives, you know, like and they don't intend to, right? Like and that's great, you know. That's what I love about these guys, right? Um, yeah, Steven, he's pretty funny, right? Like the way he delivers Elmo is just so cool and funny, right? And about Kermit, you know, like I like Mike's voice better than Sean's. I'm sorry, Sean, like yours is second place. um, of course, I love the drive-through video. Seriously, I think like 2020, like when the bug happened, right? Like they all those guys released like a bunch of videos, like including like the drive-through videos. And I feel like everybody else that's in the troll house, I feel like everybody else is Republicans too, like Ty Ty the Jedi, Brian, you know, all those other guys, right? I do follow Ty Ty on both Instagram and Twitter, right? Seriously, I think Twitter is like really like Mike's go-to app because he's always like active on there all the time, right? Like and I really do try to like talk to him more like seriously, Mike, like just one video conference, you know, like I would really want to talk to you like you've been like one of my heroes in my early adult years, right? Just cuz like just the way that you live life, like sure it might not be easy, but just the way that you present it on camera, whether it's on your channel or the other guys' channels, like um you're like obviously the highlight of it all, right? Like you're pretty much like the main guy, the main like leader, right? Like you're the one that started the troll house, and I really do feel like that Sean is your second in command, right? And of course Sean would be your third in command, right? If that was such a thing. Um, I'm just making that up as I go along, but like, um, of course, I want to make puppet related videos like you guys, but not to rip off your guys' videos now, like, because you guys introduced the multiverse on your channels. I feel like, well, of course, I'm gonna have to make my own and like interpretations or adaptations of my puppets, right? Like, and I'm just the one guy, right? But if I could get a couple more people to play like other characters, like honestly, I think I voiced a pretty good Elmo, as you guys experienced on past live streams. Like, man, this because I've been doing that voice for 5 years because of Steven, right? Like, yeah. Oh, Big Bird. I like how Mike reinvented Big Bird. Like, makes him sound like a gangsta. You know what I'm saying? And Hacos, you gotta love Hacos. Hot dog tacos. um. Seriously, I will be depressed if I found out, like, on one of your guys' channels, like, you announce, like, okay, guys, this is it, like, we're in our late 20s, we're going to be in our 30s in a couple of years, like, it's time for us to move on with our lives, like, man, I feel like I'm going to, like, bawl my eyes out, like, no, not today, guys, no, I want you to stay together until you're 90, right? Till you're 90. Pull a little Deadpool there. Yeah, Tai, bring back Spider-Man. You know, I feel like you could do a lot more with Spider-Man too. And Fat Man, like, Steven, come on, bring Fat Man back. Oh my gosh. But, Mike, if you somehow one day, again, like, I challenge you to, like, a remake over yourself. Again, I'm making that up as I go along. I think you should make James McAvoy like projects, you know, because again, like without like the hair and the beard, like you look like him. So I don't know, like do some Professor X stuff on your channel, or like do like Easter stuff with that. Like, oh my gosh, can you guys see that? There were even some comments on other videos where people were saying like, "Whoa, Best in Class looks like the guy from Split." Like, if you could do a parody of Split, Best, like that'd be funny. Of course, sometimes Mike will pull the occasional like, he's quitting YouTube video. Like, I see you, Mike, or whatever kind of serious video he uploads, like, man, I got your number. I remember the one specifically, which I don't know if he's still sticking by this, because back in the day, he did say, like, he would upload, like, Sundays and Thursdays, but this one Sunday, I remember 4 years ago, I was at work, right? In the break room, Mike announced that, I don't know if he was quitting YouTube or something like that, but, like, I remember YouTube was giving a lot of, like, especially, like, a lot of troll content creators crap, and a lot of people were worried for him, and I had no idea this was going on, and then he had to, like, bring it up, like, man, yeah, I'm happy it's not going anywhere, right? Best, I do want to say this, I just really hope that you're not into, like, Eminem anymore, because he has been woke since 2016, right? That's all I have to say, right? Like, his days are done. Like, Eminem's days are done. Like, his music is crap anyway, right? um, it's time to move on, right? Um, of course, if you've listened in other videos, like, he does like Drake a lot too. Like, I've been getting into more like Drake in the last year, right? Just because like, um, he has really good music, right? Like, now that I'm like older, right? Like, I can like appreciate it more, right? Like, of course, I've listened to like some past songs of his, like when I was a kid, right? That they're all right. Well, of course, my go-to back in the day was a Hotline Bling. Gosh, I can't believe that song is gonna be like 10 years old next year. That was such a freaking meme. Um, yeah, just guys, Mike, Sean, and Steven. Like I said, like, I know one day it's gonna happen, or maybe it did happen right now. Like, you guys are gonna break up the Troll House, but to us, the fans who've been watching you, like, the Troll House will always be a thing. Like, you guys won't break up. Like, um, it's kind of like in Kicking It, where like season 3, like the finale, like the kind of the message was like, no matter where we go, we'll always be connected. Or like the season finale of Lab Rats, like, it doesn't matter where we are, we'll always be a team, right? Like, so yeah, it's gonna be one of those things. Like, and again, if that were the case, if they did break up, like, I know they'll be like once in a blue moon. Like, I feel like they'll meet up once a year and they'll do like a big crossover video. Like, that's the thing. Like, if Sean and Steven were to continue on the puppet skits, like, on their own, like, they would have to find more people, because I know Ty, Brian, and the other guys, like, they're gonna want to move on too, like, with their lives, right? Like, sure, the extra guys were kind of like the backbones of the other guys' channels, but like, really, like, the three main guys, like, they're like the highlights of it all. Maybe the extra guys were like the underdogs. Let's put it that way. No disrespect to any of them, right? Well, except for Sergio. Still don't like him. Yeah, just, I really hope you guys can keep this going for a little bit longer. Like, like I said, I'm gonna be really sad the day I find out that you guys have broken up the Troll House. But again, in reality, like, you guys won't again break up, because again, you always be a team no matter where you go, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, again, it'd be really cool to video conference just the three of you guys, right? Like, I'm always active on Instagram, my Instagram is real Blu-rayDave, right? Like, I try to get your guys' attention. Like, Ty, again, it's a very rare one. Like, I remember on my old account, he would like comment a couple times. Like, that was pretty cool. Um, um, as much as I didn't like Captain Video Games when he was living with you guys back in the day, like in the Orlando house, um, it was pretty tragic to hear that he passed away back in 21, right? And he was still pretty young. Like, man, way too soon, man. Like, obviously, my condolences and respect goes to him and all that. Like, I think Captain Video Games and the B&HD, Brian, were roommates for a while, and like, Brian has his own channel, obviously, and he's talked about Captain Video Games. I don't remember specifically. I've watched that video a couple of times. Like, I don't know if he said specifically like what kind of medical problems or like conditions that Captain Video Games had, but like, whatever it is that caused his death, maybe it could have been prevented. You know, like caught on early on, right? Like, unless if it was a type of cancer, you know, like, you know, sometimes there's nothing really you can do about it, right? Like, unless if a miracle happened, right? Like, um, yeah, been listening to Drake a little bit tonight, and again, just reminded me of like, you know, the three guys, right? And seriously, I would love to be like, you know, personal friends with them, and hopefully they're still looking for some people to do content with them. Like, um, I'm getting nostalgia, right? Like from 5 years ago, like just like really investing those guys, like, um, and like with their vlogs, like I felt like I was a part of them too, right? And every time I watch them, I think like one of these days I'm gonna do this just like them. Like I'm gonna bring like a bunch of friends. We're gonna vlog, like hopefully do some drive-through skits with the puppets, like. And yes, I really do try to shed some light of these guys on the channel, right? And sometimes I would get a comment like, man, I remember watching these guys when I was a kid or something like that. Like, man, um, seriously though, Mike, I really do hope you go back to your schedules, like uploading Sundays and Thursdays, right? Like, and honestly, I really did wish that I would have discovered you very early on, like let's say 2015, like then I would have been invested, right? Like, well, I guess better late than never, right? Um, like still, even when Mike was living on his own after he left the troll house the first time, he still had a lot of great videos, right? And I really did wish I was into Black Ops early on too, right? Like, and would have done more with the games, right? um, I would still love to get a PS5 and just like get caught up with some of the current games. You know, like unfortunately, I can't keep up with all these things, right, guys? Like, there's only so much I can do. Again, there was a time when my old church buddies were playing COD, right? And I felt so bad because I would like hear some of these interesting stories, right? Like, I mean, who knows if a couple of them are still playing COD, you know? Highly doubt they are, but like, hey. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what else can I say other than the fact, like, um, you know, I wish I could say, like, these guys made my childhood, but, like, let's just say they're, I guess, what? Making my, let's just say making my adulthood interesting. Let's put it that way. It's so weird now too. Like once you're an adult, you can't really say like certain things you're getting into. Like now as an adult, you cannot really say anymore. Like man, these things or these people have made my childhood. Like nope. they can inspire you, they can give you advice or something like that, but like, man, just it's a force of habit, you know. Like there were a couple times where I did stop myself, like, wait, you're how old? Like, um, sorry guys, I'm also watching my time. Like, whenever this video comes out, I need to get to bed pretty soon. But excuse me, jeez. But yes, thank you for taking your time for listening to how these guys of the Troll House, like how they were, how they impacted my life in the last 5 years, right? Like, again, it'd be pretty cool to meet them in person too. Like, who knows? Like, never say never, right? Because, again, who knows? And again, I'm not going to get all the puppets because, again, some of them are custom made for the channel, right? So, like, it'd be pretty funny if they got Crash on there, like, just the guy who makes the puppets, like, if the guy made, like, a professional Crash puppet, like, imagine that. Bernstein! You having a smelly cheese party without me? Right? Oh, man. Hopefully they've seen Crash and Bernstein. Like, man, I mean, who doesn't love that show, right? Like, it's pretty much like modern-day Alf. Alright, that's all I have to say. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like, comment, and definitely go subscribe to Best in Class, Are You Super Serial, and Die Trickster if you haven't already. Seriously, once you watch these guys, they'll change your life for the better. Like, and again, I'm so happy that they're all Republican, right? Like, because you could tell they get along pretty easily, right? And like, I don't know. I sometimes I feel like they probably rarely argue about something that they disagree with. You know, like, I don't know. Again, I don't know them personally. I can't speak behalf of them. Like, I just, sometimes you can tell, right? Like, it's whatever. Alright, again, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. May the Lord be with you guys. Always love, guys. Peace out, guys, and hopefully you guys are having a great night. Seriously, let me know in the comments, like, if you are aware of these guys, if you've watched them at all during the years. Alright, good night, guys.